What is a business campaign slogan? I'm sure we're all familiar with political slogans. Some of the ones that you look at throughout history are "I like Ike," "Keep cool with Coolidge," "Who but Hoover," "All the way with LBJ." You know, there's a bunch of these kind of political slogans that you hear that you instantly know what they're talking about. They're very intentional because the person is trying to get elected to a specific office within a specific time frame. So I kind of made the parallel between, the political campaign slogan and what every business should have on a rotating basis in terms of their marketing message. So that's how I came up with business campaign slogan. So it's kind of both. And some of the elements that you need when you're coming up with your business campaign slogan, I had 5 that I listed. It needs to be created with a specific time period in mind. So I usually recommend between 1 month and 6 months. That's a good time frame. It needs to be current and topical. So, since you're doing this often, you don't have to think in terms of something that has to be awesome forever, because it could really just be awesome for the next month or so. Really for testing purposes, it needs to be longer than that, but it's, going to be current. So if you see a trend online, everybody's talking about a specific topic or person or event, then you could take advantage of that by making your slogan, somewhat encapsulate that. Number 3, be memorable. That's a straightforward with all marketing. You want it to be memorable so people could recognize what you're trying to sell and take action. Be short and direct. You'll see this with mission statements a lot. People will get like, oh, here's my mission statement. It's like a paragraph long or 2 paragraphs long. And really, if you're talking in terms of a slogan, a motto, or something that you want to be memorable, it has to be like 5 to 10 words max. So you can't explain anything. You have to get the gist out immediately. So memorable, short and direct, and then it should unify your marketing message and activities. So if you're doing tons of stuff, we're all supposed to be doing, if you're online marketing, you're doing your blogging, you're creating graphics for social media, you're doing social media videos, you're doing, YouTube videos, Instagram posts, email campaigns, sales. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you're doing, and what the business campaign slogan is supposed to do is help you unify all those things with a central theme that will guide all of it for a limited period of time. So it sounds like a lot of work, and I'm not going to lie, it really is. It's a ton of work, and it's stressful, and you're probably going to take it way too seriously, but who cares? The fact of the matter is, if you have one at all, you're going to be way ahead of the majority of small businesses, because you'll rarely see a business where you remember what they're about based on something that they are promoting or saying a lot. There's just, I could think of maybe a handful where I'm like, hey, I'm going to remember that, one thing I saw on the side of a car. It rarely happens. So if you're even trying to do this, then you're on the path to doing it better. And just like all of your marketing efforts, especially online, it's going to lead to you evolving and doing it better every single time you do it. And eventually, a year from now, you're going to be coming up with these and having competing ones where you run it by people and people love all of them. And, the best thing that could happen is somebody comes up to you and says, hey, cool like Coolidge. It's, if somebody could repeat, even if they repeat it wrong, if they can repeat it to you, then it's working, and that is super cool. So that's your goal. If you get people come up to you in the street and say your slogan, your business campaign slogan back to you, you're winning. So how do you do this? I came up with a 5-step process. It's kind of a goofy process, but it's fun and easy, and I think it works. I'm going to demonstrate this with my message for the next 60 days because we have the new year coming up. So I need one that's going to hopefully get people to take action before the new year, other than just wait until January before they contact me. So we'll see if that works or not. All right, so step 1, list your top selling items. Really simple. If you have a business, you know what sells, you know what's generating your money. If you don't, then you need to figure that out. But just make a list of your top 3. It might be services, could be specific products. That makes it really easy because you can just look up what's selling the most. It could be the most profitable items. It's up to you. It's your top items, though. Something that you are going to keep on doing next year no matter what, because you know it sells. All right. So you have your list. Next, you're going to make a list of the reasons why your top selling items are selling. So, and this is, it doesn't have to be exact. Just try to guess at least. Just make a list of, our pool pump is better than the competitors because it lasts 5 more years. That's a reason why you might sell it. It's usually when you pitch somebody on whatever your product or service is, what are you saying that is getting them to take action? That's usually a reason. So make a list of the reasons. Step 3 is to mush all of those reasons into a run-on sentence. This sentence is going to probably be ugly, but whatever. So I have a corresponding article with this if you want to check it out. I have all this listed. But I wrote the I Hate Trees t-shirt is our top selling product because it's shocking and irreverent. Our boss hates trees, so he tells us to sell it more. And Dwayne Johnson used it on Instagram to describe what's wrong with the world. So that's an ugly sentence, but it mushes all those components, the top selling items and the 3 reasons it sells, into a single sentence. And the reason I put the step in there specifically is because it's really easy to get away. Let the process get away. You have like 20 of each, items and 20 reasons, and it just make it simple. Mush it all together into one sentence. So then you get to step 4, which is eliminate 90% of your run-on sentence into a slogan. And this is, not exact science, just figure it out. Try to get the gist of what you just put into that last run-on sentence into, 3 to 10 words. And 10 words is a lot. I'd say 3 to 8 or 7. That's probably a good goal to hit. So from that sentence I just read, I made shock the world. Hate drives us. What's wrong is right. Irreverence sells. And Dwayne Johnson hates me. So, you could say, I could see that on a t-shirt. That's another test I wrote at some point was the t-shirt test. Like, would you put this on a t-shirt? And one of these messages, any of those I could see. Shock the world. That's a cool slogan. Hate drives us. It's terrible, but it's memorable. And it makes people question, what are you talking about? What's wrong is right. There's some abstract meanings. Irreverence sells. That's telling people, hey, your brand's irreverent, and there's a target market for that. So, and then Dwayne Johnson hates me. There's probably some trademarking issues with that, but it's funny and memorable, and, celebrities hate me. That's a legal way to make a slogan. Okay, so you have your slogan, or you have a list of slogans. Now all you have to do is just pick one. Pick one. I just made up 5 off of a stupid made-up sentence. There you go. So pick one, and then your goal is to use it. So every time you do something in a marketing or public capacity that could lead to sales, you have to think, does this reinforce or detract from your central, business campaign message? So if your message, again, is shock the world, and you say something boring like, it's sunny today, and that's why we're mowing the lawn. That doesn't shock the world. So that doesn't fit. So you need to spice it up again. We're murdering grass. That's shocking. Anyway, whatever you want. You just have to, think about when you're doing all your stuff, how does it reinforce your message that you came up with? And if it doesn't, then you shouldn't use it, or you should adjust it. All right, there you go. So that is what a business campaign slogan is, and some reasons why you should use one. It's really good, centralizes or unifies your marketing approach, and makes, it allows you to evolve the next step up in your marketing from just doing stuff, which again is better than doing nothing, to doing, focused stuff that you could actually judge whether it's working or not. So quantifiable, that was the word I was looking for. Quantifiable marketing approach. So you could say, hey, we tried the slogan, we got 50% more sales, that works, let's do another one, so on and so forth. A/B testing, all that marketing junk. So hopefully this helps someone. And if you have a topic or need a term made up, I do enjoy making up terms. So let me know, and I'll put in another podcast.